चलो बेटा, पहला क्वेश्चन था न्यू पंचायती राज इज एन इफेक्टिव इंस्ट्रूमेंट ऑफ women empowerment. The new Panchayati Raj was brought into effect by 73rd Amendment Act. It reserved one-third seats for women, marking it a watershed moment in women empowerment. That is good introduction. As per Ministry of Panchayati Raj data, there are over 14 lakh women grassroots representatives, making it 46% of total representation in PRI and largest on the global scale, serving as a testament to the active participation and uh, what is this? Deliberation of women. Okay. Use of data is very effective. जब भी आप डाटा यूज़ करते हैं स्पेशली इन क्वेश्चन इन आंसर्स के अंदर, इट इज़ वेरी इफेक्टिव. ये क्या है, आपके आंसर के अंदर और ऑथेंटिसिटी और ज़्यादा सब्सटेंस लेके आता है. सो दैट इज़ वेरी गुड. यहाँ पे आपने कोट भी किया किस स्टडी को, और जो केस स्टडी वगैरह होती हैं और सच काइंड ऑफ research, they also enhance the authenticity of your answer. By Isher, Dufflo, and Christopher noted, women representative invest more in the social goods like clean drinking water, sanitation, pakkar, etc., ensuring community well-being. This has been empirically seen in Kerala. Okay. तो यहाँ पे केस स्टडी अगर कोई स्पेसिफिक पंचायत है कि कोई स्पेसिफिक किसी पंचायत वगैरह को अवार्ड्स वगैरह दिए हुए हैं, यू कैन मेंशन दैट एज वेल. Additionally, women representation in panchayat has a spillover effect on visibility, confidence, and political acceptance of the women in community. Additionally, these women leaders inspire a pipeline of future young girls to actively participate in society, turning individual from home affairs to zone politician. Okay, that's a good point. But यहाँ पे again you can mention the related thinker. ब्रैकेट में लिख सकते हो आप. और उन्होंने डेलिबरेटिव डेमोक्रेसी के ऊपर, पार्टिसिपेटिव डेमोक्रेसी के ऊपर बोला है. You can bring that element into that. Despite these noteworthy progress, scholars also observe certain fractures in the real participation. Sudha Pai calls the participation symbolic due to the Pati Pradhan syndrome. Okay. In a parallel concept, Sylvie Wellby labels treatment of women leaders as what is this? Public patriarchy, where counselors and bureaucrats dissuade women from information and discussion. Okay, good point. Nonetheless, women participation in panchayat is living reality that needs to strengthen in while initiative like Mahila Sabha and Quorum for Women Representative. So this was good question, good answer, or one of the very good answer written by you. ये बहुत अच्छा आंसर लगा मेरे को आपका. सो ऐसे ही है, इम्प्रूवमेंट धीरे धीरे आएगी, ग्रेजुअली आएगी. ओके, इट वॉन्ट कम लाइक आप सोच रहे हो कि एकदम से इम्प्रूवमेंट आ जाए. दिस इज हाउ इम्प्रूवमेंट कम्स. Despite constitutional mandate, interstate council has not come of age discuss. Article 263 of Indian Constitution provides for Indian interstate council with prime objective of cooperative federalism. It came into inception in 1990s post recommendation of Sarkaria Commission. Okay. The key functions of ISC includes amicable resolution of disputes of border, water, trade among the state. Besides conflict resolution, policy discussion and governance matters remains in its mandate. चलो ठीक है, ये दोनों डायमेंशन आपने यूज़ कर दी. However, since its inception, ISC has only met a total of 12 times. Even that standing committee meetings are very infrequent. Prime reason for the dormant state is interstate political issues and disagreement of opposition governments, deadlock on issues, water disputes also, contribute to the inefficiency. ठीक है, good points. Moreover its recommendations, देखो यहाँ पे डिमांड देखो आप एक बार क्वेश्चन की क्या है, डिस्पाइट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मैंडेट, फाइन, कि भाई कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल हमने इनको एक फ्रेमवर्क में हम लेके आए हैं, बट स्टिल इट इज नॉट ब्रिंगिंग दैट सब्सटेंशियल चीज. अब जब आप आगे प्रोसीड करोगे तो ये कह सकते हो कि इट शुड बी गिवन मोर लेट्स से powers or some other institutional framework so that it can do the envisaged role properly. कुछ और ऐसे इसके अंदर इम्प्रूवमेंट किए जाएं ताकि और इफेक्टिव बन जाए. Moreover, its recommendations are only advisory in nature with no legal effect. In recent time, with the coming of Niti Aayog, governing body functioning of General Council, there is overlap of role diluting its significance. Very good. Punchi Commission called it not come of age due to the what is that? Apathy, centralized political culture, and not statutory status. Niti Aayog has in the past called for its what is that? Regulation, but it remains ineffective. Okay, I couldn't read it. To make ISC effective and efficient and effective, number of meetings annually should be set, quorum should be mandated, and certain binding and final power should be given. Yes, सही है. This dimension I was talking about. और अगर यहाँ पे कोई स्पेसिफिक रिकमेंडेशंस हो किसी कमीशन वगैरह की या फिर किसी स्कॉलर ने कुछ कहा हो तो यू कैन ऐड दैट. इन ऑर्डर टू रीच द गोल ऑफ विकसित भारत वी मस्ट अबाइड बाई द टीम इंडिया अप्रोच ऑफ फेडरलिज्म. ठीक है, ये आंसर आपका. कितने मार्क्स का था ये क्वेश्चन? लेट मी सी दैट. Okay, it was 10 marker. Do you think that despite significant limitations, PRI have strengthened the process of democratic decentralization? Pratap Banu Mehta notes that democracy is not just form of government, it is a dream. Grassroots democracy in its sense has been a source of inclusive governance, dream in progress. Okay. Despite significant limitations. Fine. हाँ, अब यहाँ पे आप लिमिटेशंस का डायमेंशन आप लेके आइए. Are faced with a few glaring issues like prime being slow and low devolution of funds, functions and functionaries, limited tied funds, present autonomy in the hands of local leaders. Another challenge is the overlap of powers between district administration and panchayat and other statutory association of water. What is that? This leads to the loss of accountability and infrequent social audit, which are key pillars of good governance as per WHO. Okay, WHO या फिर वर्ल्ड बैंक देख लेना, कंफर्म कर लेना इसको. एनीवे, अब यहाँ पे वी वांट दैट कि वही डेमोक्रेटिक डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन का जो प्रोसेस है इट शुड बी स्ट्रेंथन, और जो डेमोक्रेसी है इट शुड बी डिपेंड विद द हेल्प ऑफ PRI. तो PRI की सिग्निफिकेंस जो हमने जो ड्रीम हमने इन्वेस्ट किया था इट शुड बी रियलाइज्ड. अब ये इश्यूज आ रहे हैं यहाँ पे भी. इफ यू ऐड सम फैक्ट्स so that also make your answer more effective. Mollika Banerjee asserts that most panchayats still function under the upper caste, further marginalizing the marginalized. Despite the institutions of democracy, the true spirit of it has not been trickled, leading to the exclusion and elite capture. Sudhabai notes that Pati Pradhan syndrome is dominant in most villages, where women representation is only symbolic and on paper. Despite these fractures, PRI has contributed to the democratic deepening and brought governance to the doorstep of India's rural population. Scholars have been called PRI as a school of democracy. Okay, good analysis. Fine. यहाँ पे आप है ना, कोई स्पेसिफिक केस स्टडी हो तो आप मेंशन कर सकते हैं टू रिफ्लेक्ट द हाउ इट हैज़ बीन कंसोलिडेटिंग और डीपनिंग द डेमोक्रेसी. कोई केस स्टडी वगैरह है, केरला की कोई केस स्टडी है, ओके, कैसे PRI इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैज़ बीन फ्लरिशिंग देयर, you can add that dimension. Fine, this is how you can bring more substance in your answer. The numerical participation of election in the election and the ultimate 36 million representatives across 36 million representatives. Okay, इतने representatives हैं क्या? Just check this data. Democratic decentralization and India's bottom of decision making serve as a proof of democratic decentralization and India's bottom of decision making. Reservation for SC, ST, OBC and women has brought the marginalized to the mainstream, making it functioning in institution equity and justice led. Functioning of institution equity and justice led. Women in PRI have contributed to the strengthening social goods like water, sanitation, road. देखो ये तो है, आप ये डायमेंशन आप हर जगह पे आप करोगे. आपको क्या करना चाहिए, जैसे आपने वो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ पंचायती राज का डाटा ऐड किया था, वैसे ही आप हैंडी रखो. जो जैसे मैंने यहाँ पे बताया था, जो कुछ केस स्टडीज़ हैं इससे रिलेटेड, यू शुड बी एडिंग दैट. और जो कुछ जो फैक्ट्स हैं आपको लिख देना चाहिए. फाइन. या फिर कोई किसी पर्टिकुलर जगह की केस स्टडीज़ या फिर बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस हों, जो किसी पर्टिकुलर स्टेट के अंदर दोज आर बीइंग ऑब्जर्व्ड, बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस मेंशन कर दिया. जैसे सेकेंड ARC की कोई रिकमेंडेशन है वो आपने ऐड कर दिया. सो दीज थिंग्स ब्रिंग वैरायटी इन योर आंसर. द राम राज्य विदाउट ग्राम सभा is incomplete. India must continue to fill its gap in the system and functioning of PRI. ठीक है, it's okay conclusion. So okay, answer was satisfactory. Discuss asymmetrical federalism in India. Asymmetrical federalism refers to the different schemes of devolution of power, status and funds for different states. It is in the spirit of cooperative federalism. Constitutionally, asymmetry is seen via processes like Article 370, which had given special status to J&K, and Article 371A to J, which gave special powers to the Northeast state. Not only Northeast state, Maharashtra को भी उसके अंदर दिया गया है. And there are the other states as well which are included in that. Andhra को भी. Even the PESA Act and the Schedule 5 gives asymmetric powers to the tribal population to govern in accordance to their customs. This reflects India's respect for its diversity in regional language, ethnicity, vulnerability of different regions. ठीक है. Even the representation of states in Rajya Sabha is based on population and thus asymmetric. Unlike the fixed representation of two seats in USA Senate. Further, UTS exemplify administration. What is this? Exemplify admin asymmetry as they are governed directly by the president, though Delhi and Puducherry have limited legislatures. Politically, there is different in the grant aids that is center gives state as per their needs. Okay. So आप different जो dimension है symmetric federalism की, you are exploring in that. Okay, that's good. Okay, different dimension has been explored. However, in certain instances, the center has been called out for its biasness to the states like Bihar and Andhra Pradesh in recent times as attempt to satisfy political allies in the center. Yet if harnessed to the its best use, asymmetric federalism suits for best for the diverse country like ours, contributing to the inclusive equity led development. ठीक है ये क्वेश्चन. अब यहाँ पे जो स्पेसिफिक जैसे सरकारी कमीशन हो गया, सेकेंडरी आरसी हो गया, इनकी अगर कोई स्पेसिफिक रिकमेंडेशंस हो आप उसके अंदर इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं आप इसके अंदर. और बाकी जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल डायमेंशन थी वो तो आपने इस आंसर के अंदर ऐड की थी. Discuss the major provisions for the 74th Constitutional Amendment Act. Do you think that act remains an unfulfilled dream? Argue your case. अब जाहिर सी बात है यहाँ पे आप कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल प्रोविजंस मेंशन कर रहे हैं, उसके साथ में यहाँ बताइए कि भाई हमने क्या ड्रीम एक्सरसाइज किया था विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द 74th Constitutional Amendment Act, and then you proceed with your answer. 74th Constitutional Amendment laid the groundwork for urban local governance by institutionalizing the municipal corporations. The amendment inserted Part 9b Article 243p to ZZ and the 12th schedule. It gave the framework of municipal corporation for big metro cities, municipal council for small cities, and Nagar Nigam for what is this? I'm not able to read it. Additionally, it is provided Article 243V for regular and democratic elections and Article 243T for reservation of SC, ST women. Finance Commission for constituted is constituted every 5 years to review relations with states and ULB. Okay. It still remains as incomplete dream due to bureaucratic and state unwillingness to devolve funds, functions, and functionaries. ULBs rely heavily on the state and center grant with insufficient self-revenue leading to the autonomy in functioning. There is overlap and clash with powers between state appointed municipal commissioners and mayors with no delegations on paper, leading to a low accountability. The elected leaders lack training and functional expertise, making decision making insufficient and impractical, as seen through the lenses of Amartya Sen capacity approach. How? You need to be very specific with this. अब यहाँ पे आप इसके फ्लॉज बता रहे हो कि कैसे जो ड्रीम हमने देखा था it is still unfulfilled. So you are remaining close to the demand of the question. That is good. You are keeping your answer close to the demand of question. Fine. This is what you're supposed to do. आपको उसके अराउंड ही रहना है, डिमांड के अराउंड. You are not straying away. Most district planning commissions, Article 243ZZ, functions only on the paper and have irregular meeting and no effective decision making. Even the State Finance Commission recommendations are often overlooked and ignored by the state legislature. These procedural and structural issues make ULBs an unfulfilled dream. Okay, good point. Moving on, there is a need to ensure, ये जरूरत नहीं है लिखने की. Moving on, additionally, or there is a need to ensure greater financial autonomy in the hands of municipalities via tools like municipal bonds, untied funds, tax collections. Positive shifts can be seen by smart city missions, Amrut missions, and devolution of by 15th Financing Commission. Democracy is a result of collective efforts to make it is a effort to make it a dream in action at lowest start of governance. Contribution देखिए यहाँ पे I want to tell you कीप योर आर्ग्यूमेंट और योर पॉइंट सिंपल एंड टू द पॉइंट। सिंपल रखिए अपनी लैंग्वेज को। आज आपने मोर और लेस आपने सही रख रहा है आपको, लेकिन फिर अगेन वो धीरे धीरे जाएगी आदत। अपने सेंटेंस को सिंपल और टू द पॉइंट रखना आपको। यू डोंट हैव टू मेक इट कॉम्प्लेक्स, फाइन, इजी टू अंडरस्टैंड। ओके, इज दैट ऑल? चलो, so overall your answers were good as compared to your previous answers। और सबसे बड़ी बात तो यही है कि ये टू द पॉइंट क्वेश्चंस थे, आपने लिखा और जो भी डिमांड थी वो आपने प्रॉपरली एड्रेस किया। सो आई कैन सी द प्रोग्रेस एंड I'm I'm thankful that you are applying whatever is being told to you, और आपकी प्रोग्रेस अच्छी जा रही है इस रिस्पेक्ट में।